anything today.
Well, knowing us, we'll probably get way too distracted by what Illusion is capable of, but there are, of course, 5 more players around this pitch, all hoping to put some recent history between these two teams behind them and just look forward to the future. The history I'm alluding to, of course, is what Dazari mentioned, which is that recently in the grid, Pittsburgh Knights got one over the 3 players that used to represent their org with that grid win. And to be honest, that surprises me. In my mind, I still rate the Peeps higher than I do Pittsburgh Knights, but they're having some decent results at the moment.
Yeah, I would typically agree with you as well, and I do still think that the Peeps edge this one out. I do think that they are the better team, but not by a massive margin here. Kinsei, Rodoko, and ZPS are all very skilled players that can pull off solo ability plays. They can set up really quick attack plays. They are going to open themselves up on the backside here and there when they do kind of overcommit on offense, but they're one of those teams that's willing to throw the house, and it will overwhelm teams.
Yeah, especially as Pittsburgh Knights, they tend to be a little bit reserved, especially compared to the Peeps. So I expect this one to be something of attack versus defense, the Pittsburgh Knights trying to swallow the pressure that Peeps are putting on, and we saw it there. An early shot came in, it was saved well by the Pittsburgh Knights. I won't worry too much about shots incoming because of Rodoko and Kinsei combining. They're able to get them away, but look at the 50-50 plays from Illusion. That is what the Merc does, Super. Did you see the power of it right there?
Illusion, 1v2, doesn't care.
Exactly.
I'm throwing the Merc body at it. I'm going to punch this thing in there. Doesn't make it through. The defense holds, but yeah, the ball's definitely not going to come back past Illusion in a 50. That thing's going to be the 50 machine.
It's genuinely true as well. I was using it myself. I'm a player that I cannot figure out 50-50s. The ball goes where the ball goes when I go into a challenge against a player. But honestly, with this Merc, look at the speed that it generates. AJ should have scored as well. The Merc is all over the pitch, flying around like a big, majestic hippo in a pond. It's ongoing again. I really thought that 50-50 was going in. I'm just so excited to see this car on this pitch. It's just
a giant, majestic purple hippo. I agree with you. I like your description of it. Illusion, unfortunately, Hippo has a little too much weight, can't get the speed up in time to make the touch. It is hard to fly the Hippo, you know?
It's true.
It's the real Airbus.
It is, yeah. We need 2019 Ferrer to use this thing.
Yeah.
We've got Illusion. He's doing good work with it so far, and it is, as expected, all Peeps with the early pressure, but Pittsburgh Knights are yet to concede, and they survived half the game. What a touch from Kinsei. We know what he's capable of in the ones game, and he's found Rodoko. It's a good save from AJ coming in. And Peeps should be able to get this one away, but just a sign of what PK are capable of down the other end.
Scary. He threaded the needle so well to get that into Rodoko. There was no space to squeeze that in there, and he found just that sliver of a line. Luckily for the other side, though, defense held strong, was able to get in front of Rodoko. And Illusion literally just staying in on everything, just trying to use the 50-50 ability of that big Merc body.
There he is from the side again. It pops up to AJ. This is where he hands off to the more sophisticated player in AJ. He attempts the flip resets and all that. It was saved by Rodoko. Illusion's coming in hot again. Into the sky it goes. A little bit over gyro. More power on that one than even the Peeps expected. Illusion from the sky. He flies that Hippo and he hits the post with it. And ZPS will get in there to clear.
That Hippo's got some accuracy, you know, getting on it. Defense opens up a hole, though. ZPS off of a waterfall from the top corner, gonna bang it in.
That is just such a Pittsburgh Knights goal. It has been all Peeps, and they've done so well to defend the Pittsburgh Knights and survive. Then down the other end, one chance for the Pittsburgh Knights. They take it, and it's 1-0 to them thanks to ZPS.
Hippo with a bump. Gyro going to be able to bring this one out himself into the corner. And Illusion, once again, Gyro trying to get the bump. Can't open up the field, but he's just staying in. Again, Illusion is just... There is a clear decision in this Merc play where Illusion is just like, I will not rotate out. I am going to stay in the corner and just gunk everything up over and over and over again.
Yeah,
but they need the lead to do that. You can't just eke time off the clock when you're down. You got a minute left. You got to put something on the board.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's all fun and games so far, but Peeps are getting slightly frustrated. But they still haven't been able to score, despite all the chances they've had, especially with Kinsei getting these demos, and just slowing them down a little bit. ZPS forces a 50 up against Gyro, and what a clean touch there from Rodoko. So Illusion flies in and knocks it central. 30 seconds left now for Peeps. Really need to up the pace. Gyro's coming in, wants to get this one cleanly. He can't. AJ's going to have to try again. He's just desperate to get a clean touch on the ball. Instead, he finds Illusion, who wants to come in hot, but Rodoko's 50-50 game is too strong. It genuinely has been a battle of the 50-50s in this first game, and other than Illusion, genuinely, I'd say that Pittsburgh Knights have had the better of it.
Yeah, even with Illusion getting in there, and he does, he ends up stopping the ball, but nobody's going to double commit in on him. Open goal in the background, trash time goal. Rodoko going to score that one, ends up basically securing the game for them, unless a miracle happens here. But he's winning 50s and kind of slowing the ball down, but in reality, he's never actually progressing the ball down the field. He's just kind of dead stopping it where it is. He's not letting the ball past him, but they're not gaining anything either.
Well, we don't know whether he was using the same vehicle in their 3-2 victory against Alpine to start off their day, or in their 3-1 loss to Envy was on the mainstream, and I believe he was in that one as well. So he's sticking to it, and just at 0 seconds, Gyro gets Peeps on the score sheet. ZPS and Kinsey over double commit. It falls to Gyro, and there he is. It's a goal that won't change anything at all in this one, but it does at least give them something to take to game number 2. But Pittsburgh Knights, with a very Pittsburgh Knightsy performance, Super, managed to grind out game number 1.
Yeah, they end up holding strong, only take 4 shots. Really, that's low for them. They've been the team coming into this taking more shots and giving up more shots per game. But they hold strong. They end up taking that one down. And really, it's the struggle battle against the bus, against Illusion in the corners, and eventually they end up pushing those out of the corner, and they're just more threatening on offense right now. They're not getting as much of it, but when they do get downfield, the shots are looking good.
I imagine the Pittsburgh Knights are such a frustrating team to play against, because genuinely, whenever I've seen them play, they've had less of the ball, they've had less of the pressure, and yet more often than not, the reason that they're still here at this late stage of the second regional is that they find a way to win. And based on that performance there, you can see why, in recent times, they've been beating the Peeps. As Daz mentioned, they won 4-1, I believe it was, the quarterfinals against Peeps in the most recent grid. And I imagine it was just a case of frustrating them and then scoring these goals, which is a playstyle that, you know, it's not the sort of playstyle that everybody wants to see every single game, but there is a place for it. And Pittsburgh Knights are applying it as well as anybody else in the scene right now.
Yeah, they're doing it really well. They're an aggravating team. I think that is probably the correct way to describe that. It has got to be aggravating to go up against them. They're not necessarily going downfield, having tons of shots, tons of offense, but defensively they hold strong, and then they do create opportunities when they get downfield. And we saw that time and time again. They showed off the accuracy, the pass infield to Rodoko. We saw Illusion, or not Illusion. We saw ZPS with the read off of the corner that ended up catching AJ out of position to just open up a free net. They have some really solid accuracy offensively when they get downfield. So you've really got to find a way to win that midfield battle and just not let them out of their half. If you can suffocate the Knights in their half, eventually they will break down in rotation. You've just got to eat up the boost and get them stuck.
Down the other end as well for Pittsburgh Knights, they've got a player that seems to have been popping off offensively whenever I've watched him at least, and that is ZPS. He is certainly one of their better shooters. This is the man that you want with the opportunity to put the ball away, and he was the first to get on the score sheet for Pittsburgh Knights in that first game, but we are now ready for our second. Illusion remains in the big old purple hippo, and I respect him for that. Do you reckon he'll change if it goes 0-2?
I don't know. I would have a better opinion on that if I knew what the matches looked like earlier today, if he was running the bus or not. I'm going to say no. Because I think that if you come in on the bus and then you swap mid-series, you're basically giving up on the bus. Oh, shot just off from Kinsey. Catches the bar. Defenders 4, 5, and 6, the woodwork. They're strong defense. Hard to get past sometimes.
We're going again, though, with Kinsey. Gyro is trying to attempt out Rodoko. Actually faked it in the end. So out comes Illusion with a nice couple of touches. He's on the mid-wall now. Kinsey touches it past him. AJ wins that, but Kinsey and shows the 1v1 skills that he has to read exactly where AJ was putting it. And it does lead to some pressure from the Pittsburgh Knights. They've started this second game a lot faster.
Yes, they have. They're getting out and they're trying to get on offense quickly, get something on the board. They're clearly playing faster. It feels more like they're just carrying the momentum from last game. It took them a little bit to get sped up, but here they are. ZPS unable to get that touch, can't get up for it. Rodoko in the midfield, though, able to bring it back around. And Illusion, good backboard defense to come across and clear that. Gyro with a miss. That's going to open up the net for Kinsey, and he's going to easily sneak that one in under the bar.
It was a decent finish, but he had tracked the miss all the way. He gambled on Gyro missing this time. He was the man that went up for that air dribble earlier and missed it completely. And maybe it was Kinsey, maybe it was one of his teammates that decided against challenging him in the air. This time he says, you know what? We've seen Gyro miss some defensive hits in the RLCS, and he got his rewards. 1-0 to Pittsburgh Knights.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a great time to do it, too. Based on how far he is out of the net and that hit on the wall, it's a really tough angle to read, and you can tell that he took off a little late. He was a little awkward. I think it was a great read from Kinsey to really know that that play was going to open up for him and be able to put it right where he needed to also. He basically just blocked Gyro out. Gyro didn't get in his way at all. You sometimes get distracted by that defender being up, Absolutely. And you lose track of the ball in that touch. And Kinsey clearly had that one all the way through ZPS with a nice little flip reset into a backflip touch, but Gyro is going to be there to bring that one out. AJ against Kinsey, going the way of Kinsey. Rodoko against Illusion, not going to have it. The bust, the hippo, it's just too big. Can't get around it.
It was, and the ball was just going at slightly too much of an angle. So Rodoko, despite all of his wave dashing and attempts to try and freak out Illusion in the bus, couldn't quite turn it into anything more than a decent chance. And down the other end, Illusion does get a clean touch. Kinsey out wide with a good save. But AJ coming from the ceiling, a scary thing for any defense that's up against him. And now Peeps are just starting to show that they've grown into this second game. As AJ has a little bit of time on the ball. What does he opt to do? Just a straight air dribble onto the backboard. Rodoko out wide. Gyro's coming in this time. Shows a fake as well to try and tempt Rodoko to get a poor touch. Illusion's hit isn't the best though. Needs to go back just a tad to let AJ in. Pittsburgh Knights resolute defending yet again, but they need just that one touch to boot this ball away. That could be it. And there we go.
Nice little touch there from Gyro to keep that one alive. Slight back pass towards AJ. Not going to be able to do much with it. Tries to get the flick. Doesn't get any power into it, though. Rodoko with the easy clear. Gyro, second touch, up against Rodoko. No boost left. Open door for Illusion, but he's going to bang it off the wall. Defense is there.
The amount of times I feel like Pittsburgh Knights are about to concede a goal. You know, they're boost off. They're in an awkward position. Two of the cars are in the goal, bumping each other. They just seem to somehow survive time and time again. Their defense really is a sight to behold. The communication that they have to make sure they never double commit, even in tricky situations like this. I bet you ZPS gets this. He did. And even AJ's dunk wasn't enough to put it in. Pittsburgh Knights holding firm against the Peeps attack right now.
Yeah, really they feel like a team that you need to catch when they're making their offensive pushes and try to get transitional goals where you can isolate a single defender, because they don't double commit. I think what you're saying there is exactly right. On defense, their rotation is clean. The communication's there. You can see them cover each other's holes. They don't leave a lot of space to shoot at. We've seen some great shots in round one from AJ and Gyro where they put some real heat on the ball. But somebody was in, there's two defenders, they were always there. Kinsey gonna do it himself. Finally finds a spot up and over the hippo. It just can't get up into the air high enough to get the block. Illusion beaten out by Kinsey.
Yeah, and just all he needs is one chance. Three players that have the 1v1 skills when the ball eventually does pop to them, as we saw Rodoko trying to show earlier when he was wave dashing, when he was up against Gyro, I think it was. It's just, they're gonna take the chances that they get. And now Pittsburgh Knights, for the second game in a row in this series, take a 2-goal lead, almost a third as well, of Illusion doing his best to stay behind that ball, using every inch of that mark. Need to make something happen now, though, to the Peeps, but it's just not happening. Pittsburgh Knights seem to have moved way more up the pitch than they were earlier, and now it's Peeps that are just penned back. Gyro's missed again. He's missed a lot of hits recently. I don't know if he's starting to get frustrated or if he's having a poor day at the office, but I think that's a weakness right now for the Peeps.
Yeah. Did you just witness the dance that ZPS and Illusion were both doing with the balls? They just continued to drive in circles, and neither one of them touched it. They're just driving in circles, doing their thing. ZPS, he's going to come in, get another one at 1 second. Why not? 3-0. 1 second left on the clock. Might as well put another one in. I don't know that the Merc's working out. I don't know that the Purple Hippo's the play here. Illusion may need to make that swap. I know we talked about it, but will he do it?
Yeah, it does seem like the 50-50 game, despite him using that vehicle, is not going the way of Peeps in the way that it needs to against a team that defends as doggedly as the Knights. And they take this second game 3-0 this time, a hat-trick from Kinsey. What a performance from him. Oh, no, it wasn't. Sorry, ZPS scored the first and Kinsey scored the next two. I apologize. There wasn't a hat-trick at all.
Yeah.
But even so, just overall, Knights were as dominant as the 3-0 makes it look.
Yeah, they were... They controlled that. Defensively, they ended up in some situations where they needed to hold on their end. They didn't give up a lot of shots. What they end up doing is they cover the holes and they force them to take shots off the back wall to try and create these infield kind of passes off of the backboard or low off the wall. And they tend to have somebody on both posts, so they just kind of come out and pick that one up off the angle, take it back downfield. They don't allow a lot of shots on net. They've been given very few opportunities to the Peeps through that second game. There was way more opportunities for them in Game 1, and Game 2 looked like that defense tightened up even more.
Well, the big question, what car is Illusion using? And you called it right, Super. He has switched to the Octane, so we're going to see a brand new form of him. A very dapper-looking Octane as well, in the tuxedo. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you got to show up for the event. It's day 2. I would think that that'd be a championship Sunday kind of outfit, but, you know, sometimes you got to show up. When you're feeling good, you play good, so look your best.
Oh, instantly. Gyro's now nailing his touches at Speedy. Past the Pittsburgh Knights defense. Illusion comes in. He wants this flip reset, but the ball's a little bit too far below him. I think everyone is boost starved, not even just the orange team. All 6 players seem to be driving him on the floor, trying to get that ball very slowly circling it, as you mentioned earlier. Circling it like a shark on Aquadome. Makes sense?
Yeah, 100%. That's the feels come out. You just got to play to the field that you're on.
Nice to see
Everyone
Aquadome as
talks about
well.
it.
We've missed it, haven't we?
Yeah, I guess I never really play on Aquadome. I think I have Aquadome off on mine. It's one of those maps that messes with my eye, but I like it from the spectator. From the player perspective, I'm terrible on this map. I'm not a huge fan, but it's very nice from the spectator view.
Thankfully, they're here to entertain us, so they'll have to ignore the nice jellyfish, as we can go, ooh, is that a hippo in a pond? Look how majestic it is.
How majestic it is. No, the hippo is left. The hippo is gone. It was only here for a few minutes. It's magical, mythical, majestic. It has exited the building, though. It is no longer here. AJ gonna pick that one up, tries to get it over ZPS. Nothing to come of it. Illusion now gonna bring this one out. Making some touches, some good chases. He doesn't have enough boost to actually get there, but you can definitely see the difference in Illusion on the Octane versus that Merc.
Yes, absolutely. Getting a lot more touches, more involved in the play in general. Doesn't need to wait for the ball to come to him. He can actively seek it out and demand it for himself. He's got a good touch over the top of Rodoko there. AJ gets no touch at all. It was a fake. And Peeps have the lead for the first time in this entire series.
I thought AJ had this touch, just barely misses it. I thought that one was going to bar out off of the AJ miss, but I'm wrong. Bar down and in. Illusion gets off the Merc and brings them to their first lead in the series.
Can they build on that? He's still getting bumps on Rodoko, not letting him dribble cleanly, but Rodoko in the end, in turn, does get a beautiful little pre-flip. Falls to AJ, who goes high. Gyro helps it on its way and gets a boost steal as well. Right past Rodoko, who used a boost to try and attempt to nip that away from Gyro. So that's potentially a big boost steal. Maybe we'll have a slightly starved Pittsburgh Knights, but ZPS seems to be okay. Attempts to go over the top of Gyro, and Rodoko has to quickly reverse as Gyro seems to be feeling a lot more confident now himself. It's a good pinch though. Almost a chance for the Pittsburgh Knights, but Peeps still holding firm. Yeah, big pinch.
A little bit of heat on that. Gyro out, up against ZPS. Gonna bring that one out of the corner. AJ gets bumped off of it, keeps the ball in PK possession. Kinsey can't get there though as Illusion beats him out. Already back though. ZPS and Rodoko in the rotation are getting back to midfield so quickly. They are just looking to control this ball. They're fine with people trying to clear it. ZPS is also fine with getting a bicycle kick goal here with just a bit of chaos on the line.
How on earth did he smush that ball past AJ at the near post? That is a crazy goal there from ZPS. I didn't even think that a goal was incoming. And then suddenly it's 1-0.
I think he got credited a bicycle goal when he side flipped too, but, you know, whatever, couple touches there, and it is what it is. ZPS, though, he's going to tie it up.
Unbelievable finish there from him. Great improvisation down the other end, though. Here's AJ. Gyro racing Kinsey for this one. Leaves it for Kinsey in the end. Gyro will get that 100 boost. I think Illusion wanted it, but Illusion takes to the sky. Misses his next touch. I guess his new car is a little bit lower than what he's used to at the moment, so that's why he's gone straight under it.
Yeah, you don't have that same height that you did on the Merc. Gyro looked like he wanted to go up the wall for that one, decided he wasn't going to have the read, had to turn off of it. AJ in the air, just kind of floating, ends up being there to make the touch. Kind of sketches out Illusion, though, and he's kind of just in the middle of the field. He's a man without a position at the moment, and just kind of driving around. A lot of boost expended. Illusion going to have to rotate back out of here as Gyro tries to bring it in.
AJ was just camping on that 100 boost as well to make sure there was no way that Pittsburgh Knights could steal it from him. And he got his rewards. Always a dangerous game, staying on boost. Oh! And what a finish from Illusion as well. This is the game of near-post finishers, and this time it's Illusion's.
Yeah, Illusion getting involved here. 2 goals this game after, I don't think the Merc scored anything yet,
nope,
right? He hadn't scored on that. So 0 Merc goals here. But, you know, Illusion feeling strong here, feeling speedy as he gets back onto the Octane. Rodoko and Gyro in a bit of an odd battle here in the midfield. Eventually going to go the way of PK as ZPS is up against Illusion, who's able to keep it in the corner. Kinsey bringing it through. No, defense triple commit here in the corner. Gyro sees it, backs back out, down to ZPS, looks for the hole. AJ, last second, fills it. Able to knock that one out. Great play from AJ to find that spot. It's all 3. There was a bit of chaos there on the parts of Illusion and Gyro in the net.
Yeah, great save from AJ. Just when it seemed that their defense had been breached, he was the last line, and he managed to save it. And now Gyro tries to put this one over. Kinsey, can he catch it up? No, he can't. And unless there is one crazy turnaround right now, it seems that Peeps have brought themselves back into this one.
These are the moments where you can really kind of catch PK out. In those transitional situations, because they do hold the mid line so often. They're really good about getting back, but they tend to be in the midfield. So if you can get the right type of clear downfield and win that 50 battle, the back end is typically open. And especially when you get down into these situations, that's what you want to play against PK. When you're up a goal and they're forced to come to you, they're going to send the house even more so than they usually do, and it allows you to capitalize on those situations. Thought that was going to be a banger of a redirect into their own net. Peeps, though, coming alive here. Game 3. This is one of those spots where we talk about it, too, typically, is Game 3s is that situation where you've had enough time on the field against your opponent that you start adjusting to the way that they're playing and their play style. I think both the play style changes for the Peeps, what they were going for, and the change of Illusion back onto a car that he's clearly more comfortable on, really made this game go their way and is kind of shifting the power into their side. We'll see if PK can come back.
Well, the Knights, for all their defensive prowess, do have a bit of a mini collapse in them. In the grids a couple of days ago, the one game that the Peeps did get was a 7-1 victory at Brazil against the Knights. So certainly when they do concede a couple, as you say there, Super, there's just they try and overcommit. They're desperate to get back. They want to feel comfortable and not be losing as soon as possible. So they certainly can, one goal can lead to 2 or 3 against these guys, even though they are, generally speaking, very good in defense. And Peeps have got to take that and run with it. They've built themselves a little bit of momentum. Now the question is, can they just build on that? Are you feeling that they can?
I feel like they can. It's really going to be kind of decided here in these first couple of minutes. I think that if the first goal goes the side of PK, I think it becomes a problem for them. They played much better when they were playing from ahead and up a goal. They were able to kind of enact their play style and wait for PK to come down and create some situations where they were able to get the ball downfield. They can't get stuck like they are right now, though. This is what PK does well and has done well to them, is that they get that rotation going and they're able to stop them right here. Again, ZPS going to make that cut in, and they're so good at those last second, basically turning those 180s and taking possession of the ball that you would think is going the way of the Peeps or the team that they're up against.
There's Illusion in the sky. No one's chasing this one, apart from Gyro. Kinsey actually went there late, but got it. Well done him. Then he's beaten AJ to the ball as well. Has he given himself half a chance to go up against Illusion and force something for his teammates? Let's see where this ball lands. Towards Rodoko. AJ's in a really off position on the back wall, but what a catch with the wave dash. ZPS, though, with a demo and then a late dodge of his own. Just quality odd mechanics there from both teams. Yeah, that was a bit of a show. Couple of trick shots there from both teams.
It was a great touch from ZPS. Came through last-minute dodge, able to get the demo, take possession of the ball, then that ceiling pinch. That's one of those ones that you worry about. If your third man is overcommitted, that's a goal. That's a scary shot.
It wasn't on this occasion, though. We remain at 0-0. The deadlock yet to be broken, which Pittsburgh Knights won't be too disappointed about. This is how Game 1 looked, remember? With the Peeps all over them until eventually they got the absolute smash and grab, the sucker punch against their hapless opponents. Gyro wants to find AJ on the backboard. He looks for him, but what a save from Rodoko as well. This defense is just so strong. He'll get another touch, and he'll clear away yet another wave of Peeps attacking. Oh.
Gyro getting creative. AJ up. Won't be able to get there. Calls himself off the play as he comes back down. Illusion should be back in the corner to receive that one. Brings it out past Kinsey. Basically a neutral 50 there against ZPS. Rodoko should be able to take this one out, but he's going to hand it off straight into AJ. Good touch from ZPS. Booming clear to get it back out and around Illusion.
It was good clear, but Gyro's going to be able to come again with 100 boosts. He's got Illusion next to him, a floor pinch up against ZPS. His touch isn't the best. Will allow AJ in. To the side this one goes. It'll be another win for Rodoko. He's getting everywhere in defense. Seems to always be right where the Peeps don't want him, and Pittsburgh Knights need him. But let's see how this passing play develops. It's intercepted by ZPS this time, and Rodoko can come down the other side. Gets into that wall. Doesn't get the 100 boost. It was got by Gyro instead. End-to-end stuff. Is this going in? No. It's quick, though. Quick transitions from both teams. And I do think that I can see there being a long wave of pressure for Team A, and then Team B scoring with a counter-attack. That's how I think this deadlock is being broken.
Yeah, both teams are starting to get kind of fidgety here. They're both speeding up, where a lot of times in 0-0 situations, you'll see a team kind of slow down and try and take a controlled approach. And you typically see this kind of chaos in a final minute when a team is playing from behind. They need to get downfield and they have to score something. Both teams are playing in that type of play style at the moment. It's kind of interesting to watch. A little bit of confusion there on the side of the Peeps as they try and figure out which one of them is going to take that ball. Illusion against Rodoko. Gyro through the corner. Has an opportunity to get a pass out. Can't get the touch. Doesn't matter. Kinsey off. AJ going to get the goal. 1-0. Minute 9 left on the clock.
It finally happened, and it needed some bullying from Illusion.
Ooh,
both of them,
double.
Kinsey and Rodoko. Away you go. And with 1 minute and 9 seconds left, AJ gets the easiest goal he's ever scored. And Pittsburgh Knights now need to rush things forward for this next 65 seconds.
This is the situation Peeps want. They need to get back, just kind of maintain control of the ball, strong defensively, wait for the hole, go down, get your insurance goal, because they're going to send the house right now. PK is going to come for the fight. Right now, though, really going the way of Peeps. Maybe the swap off the Hippo was the right play.
Absolutely. I'd love to see him change back to it in Game 5. What a statement that would be. I don't think it's going to happen, but hey, if I'm here pulling the strings, if I'm his coach, I'm screaming at him to make that happen, but we'll see. AJ's...
You're the coach that's getting fired.
Absolutely. I've been fired by so many teams, Super. They keep hiring me. It's amazing. Here's AJ trying to floor to air dribble. Read by Kinsey. Illusion's coming in. At the moment, all the pressure is still belonging to the Peeps, which they will be ecstatic about. AJ can swallow up even a few more seconds here. His touch is a little bit in front of him. Well, it's too much more than a few wasted ticks of the clock, but that's all they need right now. Pittsburgh Knights are the ones that need to really wrestle control of this ball, and they just can't do it. The pinch does go into the far corner, and Kinsey actually will get the next touch. What can he do with it? It's a good pinch. ZPS is arriving. He can get the shot. AJ saves. There's still danger. Rodoko catches. Wants to get it into the middle. Won't quite be able to. And despite a frantic finish, we are heading to Game 5.
Well, after games 1 and 2, I would have said this one is going Knights all day. But after the switch in Game 3, and I was kind of talking about it before, Game 3 is where you kind of figure out what you need to do. You figured out the other team. You got to make your changes. They made those changes, including the vehicle. And since then, it's pretty much been all Peeps. This time, 8 shots to 3. All the offense looking like it's on the side of the Peeps. Not converting as much as they were coming into the into this match, as they were, I believe they were converting like 32 or 33% of their shots. So that statistic's going to go way down for them. But offensively, they've been pretty nuts. And AJ with that last second save also really kind of kept this game alive for them. So the defense of the Peeps holding strong.
One day we'll be able to see a stat that says how many key bumps and key demos each player got, because the aggressive play from the Peeps to just sweep away that Knights defense for the only goal of the game as well. I mean, what a great moment that is for AJ. You're coming in, you're steaming in against the other team's goal, and suddenly it is a free finish. And all of that comes because off the ball, Peeps has had that spark that they needed at the key point.
Yep.
So it's very good play from the Peeps. They did what had to be done. But I think for Pittsburgh Knights, they will still believe that they are able to fix this. They won't be panicking at this point, I don't think. Maybe I'm
waiting for the switch, and here we are, game number 5.
Yeah.
We have the Peeps versus PK. Peeps currently on the push as they've come back after starting out down 2-0. We'll see if they can pull this one out. We're finally on the right field, on Champions Field. Thank you, D-Pants. We appreciate you. And, right now, this is still in the air for me. Again, we were just talking about it. I don't know who has this one. I'm interested to see if PK can make some adjustments here in this one and get their defense into get some transitional goals possibly here against the Peeps. They need a goal early. If the first goal goes the way of Peeps, I think whoever gets the first goal takes this one down.
I can see that.
Both defenses are strong.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from. I'm going to go PK for this 5th game. I just feel that the Peeps are going to start to get frustrated. They're going to get desperate. Like, we're so close to this reverse sweep. And Pittsburgh Knights, what they're going to do? They're going to keep on making saves, keep on booting that ball away, and just have all the patience in the world. And I can just see the classic smash and grab finish from Pittsburgh Knights. But that's what we
I'm
reckon.
going to have to go the other way, just to make sure that we can't be wrong with no reasoning whatsoever. I'm just going to pick the Peeps blindly here and say, I'll go with they have the momentum coming into this game. I'm taking the Peeps. That way one of us wins. We can't go out with both of us taking an L.
They have the better catchphrase as well. Don't sleep on the Peeps.
Don't sleep on the Peeps. And it sounds like you were sleeping on the Peeps, which is, you're not supposed to do that. I, on the other hand, am wide awake. I am woke here for the Peeps.
Hashtag woke. You are. Nobody can deny that. But it is Pittsburgh Knights that have the current pressure until AJ puts that one to the side. Rodoko's going to be coming in, trying to keep an attack going for his team. Is pinched a little bit heavy. Around to Kinsey. They're sort of going left to right here. A proper formation attack. But in the end, Gyro can take it away with that good floor pinch or floor half volley, I suppose. Rodoko's bumped out the way. More aggressive play from the Peeps, almost working, but this time, Pittsburgh Knights survive.
PK going to bring this one out. Rodoko taking it through the corner. Should be picked up. It is. Demo onto AJ. Gyro. Nice clear around the corner. Lucian be able to come off that backboard. Brings it out to an awaiting ZPS who pre-jumped that. Kinsey high off the backboard. AJ with the read, though. He's so good at those coming up. AJ defensively really impresses me with his reads when he makes those. Gyro, easy pinch in. Don't sleep on the Peeps. Gyro, as we approach the halfway mark, going to be able to punch this one in after Lucian gets that big demo. You'd expect more of the demos and everything to have happened when he had that big body of the Merc. No, all Octane. He's much more accurate with the pinpoint precision of that T-bone, just taking people off the pitch. And really, a lot of the goals here for the Peeps have been coming off of bump plays now. They've gotten very aggressive on the line.
They seem to have figured it out. When one player dribbles, they need somebody else in front of them clearing the path. That is the only way you get through them, unless also you've got pinpoint passes. This one was a Lucian to Gyro. Here it comes. Look at this, onto the back wall, and then there is Gyro with the finish.
ZPS almost with the read. I think if he double jumped there instead of flipping forward, he may have had that one. Hard to read, though, that close. And the fact that he got within range, still pretty solid. AJ, though, he's going to try and solo one and gets the 50 against ZPS. And it does end up going after the second touch. I didn't see who it was. That one gets cleared out, and the double demo as Gyro and ZPS get removed from the pitch.
Rodoko needs to build one of these big old solo plays from the floor, but it's not really happening for Pittsburgh Knights right now. As AJ comes in again to keep this attack going. Still 2-0 to the Peeps. Pittsburgh Knights now haven't scored for a long old time. We are now about a game and 3/4 since their last finish, and Gyro should be able to finish it here if he can. Oh no, Kinsey comes in from the side and saves brilliantly. They need more than just saves, though, to Pittsburgh Knights. They really need, yet again, I've been saying it so many times, they need to get this ball down to the other end of the pitch, because even in the games they've been winning, Peeps have had them penned for so much of each and every game. This is a rare 4-0-4 though to the blue half, but Gyro clears it, and they'll have to go again.
Yeah, defense holding strong here. They're they're the aggravating team to play against right now. They're holding so strong defensively, and they're getting out back into the other half, not allowing many shots. That one, though, is going to go through. A little quick touch and go here, action here from Kinsey. He's going to bring it up and just past Illusion, barely off the ground. ZPS, homing missile on that, destroys the ball, puts it right in on the left post.
Lovely flick from Kinsey, and then a good finish from ZPS as well. He's got a few this series, being Pittsburgh Knights' best goal scorer yet again, and that one is over the top. There's a bump coming in. Kinsey on AJ. AJ can't recover. That's going to be 2-all. Wow, ZPS again.
What a quick turnaround. ZPS is really the finisher for this PK team. We talk about them, they're all very skilled, but ZPS is always the one to notice that the play is happening. You can see that Kinsey's there. They've got the one-on-one. He's going to get the bump, or he's at least going to be in the way and a nuisance, and he gets himself into the position to be there to finish those situations. ZPS's ability to read those is one of the things that really impresses me about him and this team.
This game gets even more nerve-wracking, as if that were possible. It looked like the Peeps had done it. Looked like they had again there, with Kinsey yet again coming in from the side. Needs to get this next touch, does he? No, instead his teammate helps out. Gyro's on the wall, though, onto the backboard. It's an awkward touch from Kinsey. AJ steaming in, but Kinsey with the speed to get the all-important touch. And now we have a counter-attack. This is how Pittsburgh Knights have to play their Rocket League. Soak up the pressure and hit it right back at him. Will Peeps fall for it again in the next 25 seconds or so?
Yeah, you can see the Peeps are also speeding up. They committed so hard on that last one. Kinsey going to take the shot, but Illusion falling, able to get it again. Illusion catches it off the bar. Illusion twice there, making some daring saves. Able to get up. A little bit of boost left in the tank. Wins the 50 against ZPS. Nobody far enough forward, though, to make an opportunity attack there. And AJ clears it off the backboard. That would have been scary. Rodoko was in position to clean that one up had he not made that touch.
Is there time for one more chance? Illusion should be able to sink this one, but he's not. Now Kinsey can get a touch to the center. Gyro closing it down. And Rodoko will do the smart thing and send it downwards. Both of these teams were trying to finish it before regulation, but it is going to come to the next goal wins this entire series and goes 2-1 in the Swiss. Is it going to be right here, right now? No, not quite. Illusion was coming in, thought he'd scored, so did AJ. Neither of them had. Pittsburgh Knights survived, but it's early pressure from the Peeps in the overtime.
Illusion now has an opportunity. Going to try and get it around ZPS. Bit of an awkward touch. Gets the second one out. Rodoko there to meet AJ. Stops that one. That was a scary moment for them. And Gyro just clearing it back and forth. Peeps getting really aggressive. They're sending the house right now. Bumps, demos, all three downfield. They just do not have a care about their backline at all, which is going to be a scary situation if they can get a big booming clear. ZPS going to get beat out by Gyro, who's going to bring it to himself. Looks like he's going to try and get a flip reset off the backboard. Illusion there to finish. No, ZPS knocks it away.
Yeah, but his next touch isn't the best one. It's only over the top of AJ. Gets it to Rodoko. ZPS is coming in now, but he's bumped by Illusion. All of these players just targeting each other. They got darts boards on their backs. It's going to fall to AJ. Illusion's to his right, but he goes for the solo play. Of course he does. It's AJ. This is what he does best. Kinsey gets half a touch on it. And Rodoko into the center.
Why wouldn't he?
Exactly. You know, he's capable of doing things that nobody else is AJ, but sadly not on that occasion. I'm glad that we've got an OT that's not finished in the first few seconds here, Super. This series deserves a long, grueling one, and we're getting
100%. 100% agree. Glad that we were able to make it Champions Field. And an OT on a game like this is always something you want. There's a lot of times where like, man, this isn't the greatest matchup, but Game 5 isn't going to be that interesting. This has been a great series all the way through, really starting at Game 3. Game 1 and 2 really kind of felt like it was all PK, but since the swap, Illusion and the boys on the Peeps have really kind of come alive, and it's been a back and forth, just 1-2 punch situation just over and over and over again. Peeps, though, still in control through the majority of this game.
Yeah, we seem to have slowed down just for a second, but now Peeps begin to turn that screw all over again. Do they? No, they don't. It definitely has slowed down, but Gyro's going to get a clean touch. Rodoko's coming in from the side. He's got pretty much zero boost. Absolutely nothing there in the tank, but he would love a boost steal, and he gets it. And this, from that moment, could be dangerous. ZPS in the corner. He gets the next touch. Illusion over the top. Almost read by ZPS, who was trying to just knock that one gently into the center. Kinsey tries the same trick. Pittsburgh Knights currently looking more likely. They've got the boost advantage. They've got the solo plays in Rodoko, but Illusion has the defense. And it goes back to the center.
I love the effort there, but he just didn't have enough in the tank to get it done. Like the creativity trying to solo out Rodoko for that shot. Gyro takes one. Can't make anything happen here, and PK gonna bring this one back down. Illusion can't beat Rodoko. And we're getting into a bit of a struggle battle here in the midfield.
And neither team really able to keep the control at the moment, which is rare for this series, which seems to have gone from one team to the next of sustained pressure. Pittsburgh Knights trying to make it then with ZPS up high. Gets the next touch as well. Almost beats AJ to it, but AJ was equal there. And yeah, I think they've just started to get a little bit nervy. This is a clean shot though, but it's saved by Gyro. ZPS tries again. It's going to be hit by AJ away.
I thought that one was in. I didn't think Gyro had the speed to get there. Just barely makes it. ZPS tries to make one around him. Open goal. ZPS can't get it. He ends up stealing the shot away from Rodoko and sends it wide. Oh, Rodoko probably would have had the finish there. And he may still have it. AJ, though, able to get up and meet him.
We're seeing
this is going to be so aggravating for the Peeps. The number of shots, they're at 18 shots. I was talking about them being able to convert 32% coming into this series. Man, that stat is getting destroyed now.
That was high. Gyro can get this next win, and finally Peeps have their transition onto the backboard with ZPS. Can they keep pressure in the same way we've seen them do time and time again in this series? AJ's going for bumps. Rodoko and Kinsey, they've learned what Peeps are trying. Finally, they managed to avoid some of these bump plays. They'll have to try a different tact. Well, the Peeps, that one's over the top. ZPS gets a save. AJ's coming in now. This one's going to be Rodoko's. He just wants to dribble this one away. Doesn't matter if he has no boost. Doesn't matter if he won't score from this attack. They just need to clear it. And now with Kinsey's touch, it's Pittsburgh Knights' turn again to build some pressure. Into the center it goes. Kinsey, does he touch it or leave it for Rodoko? He does touch it. Illusion was reading it. And now AJ can dribble it away. And goodness me, Super, this is end-to-end.
Just back and forth. Each team's kind of taking a quick moment where they have a couple attacks and getting out, and it just goes back and forth. All right, your turn, our turn, your turn, our turn. And it almost feels like the timing when they do like freestyle battles, right? You just kind of let the guy go. It's just a back and forth. Each person taking a turn. Gyro tries to get one in. ZPS able to knock it away. No real threatening shots throughout the end of this, and that's in! No, it was slowing down. Nobody in the right position, and it ends up getting knocked in and finished off here by ZPS. He tries to get under to try and pinch it into the top bar. Can't do it, and it is, in the end, going the way of the Peeps. Don't sleep on the Peeps. I'll take that W. You hold that L.
Wow. I don't think, honestly, I don't think anyone that's just watched that series deserves an L. That was
22 shots.
Just beyond entertaining from both of these teams. I mean, Peeps end up winning out with a reverse sweep as well. I mean, that storyline was just forgotten a couple of minutes into that fifth game because the match itself, the game itself, became such a good watch. But it is a completed reverse sweep there from the Peeps. You're right, don't sleep on them. Maybe I do deserve the L, but just... wow, 1,000-point game for ZPS in Game 5. So much to compliment for all 6 of those players there.
Everybody played their hearts out. That was an insane series. There was definitely moments in there where like I didn't even hear what you were saying. I wasn't thinking about what I needed to say next. I was just in the moment, enjoying the match. And those are rare games. We don't get them all the time. And going into this one, I expected it to be a good match, but I didn't expect the series that we just got to watch. That was so much fun.
That was quite incredible. And if you want to talk about it, the place to do so is on Twitter by mentioning hashtag RLCSX. Maybe you can tweet the RL Esports account as well. But we will be back in a few minutes' time for another top game of Rocket League. It's Frontline versus Xset.